Winger winning this ball. Now plays it out front. The deflection. Danger will get the dunk at the buzzer for the 8th time in school history. A Maple Girls softball team is going to state.
Hi there, and welcome to Sports Jam on CCX.
This week on the show, highlights from the state girls swimming and diving meet. Plus, we name our all-area teams in boys and girls soccer.
And we will preview this weekend's Turkey Trot boys hockey tournament with the host Wayzata Trojans. Let's start with football. And speaking of Wayzata, the Trojans football team carried an unbeaten record and #1 ranking into Friday's Class 6A semifinal game with second-ranked Lakeville South. Trojans looking for their 12th win of the season and their first Prep Bowl appearance since 2011. Opening drive of the game for the Cougars, Willie Bastier takes the handoff, makes a nice cut to his right, and then it's a foot race. Bastier goes 43 yards for a touchdown as South strikes on its opening drive at 7-0. But Wayzata comes back and scores on its first drive of the game. On a 4th and goal from the Cougars' 2-yard line, Christian Vassar takes it home for the touchdown. He carries the ball 9 times in the Trojans' first series. Second quarter, Tom Schmidt fakes the handoff. He'll take it in himself. Schmidt's TD makes it 14-7 Trojans. Big play late in the half. Bastier looks like he's going in for another touchdown, but Drew Berkland strips him of the football right before the goal line. Sam Robertson recovers in the end zone for a Wayzata touchback. And the Trojans turn that into points. Vassar scores with just 12 seconds to play in the half. He gets in, and the Trojans take a 21-7 lead into halftime. First drive of the second half, Vassar with another of his 44 carries in the night goes 6 yards for his third touchdown to make it 28-7. Wayzata goes to 12-0 on the season. They move on to the Prep Bowl, the 28-14 win.
Our O-line played phenomenal. You know, I think there's some times we're just kind of driving guys off the ball and doing a good job. And I think, coming into it, we knew our key to this game was going to be to be able to stop the run and our ability to run the ball and take our shots when they were there. So we were able to do that. I thought our defense played phenomenal. Doing a good. That's a good football team.
I just took what the O-line gave us, and the O-line played amazing tonight. Led me to some big runs, and I just took them when they were there. I have to give all the credit to the O-line.
Yeah, he's a great player. He always finds the holes, and we just hope he can block for him, and he always finds a way to make a big play.
Another local squad will join the Trojans in the Prep Bowl. Champlin Park had to beat the other Lakeville school to get there. The Rebels meeting Lakeville North in the first semifinal. First quarter, and Jaice Miller with the pump fake, and he hits Brock Johnson over the middle. A great move by Johnson, and he's off to the races on a 56-yard scoring play. It's 7-0 Rebels. Then early in quarter number 2, 6'4", 215-pound Miller uses that size to power his way through tacklers for a touchdown and a 14-0 lead. Later in the half, Sean Shipman goes straight up the middle to score on a 10-yard run. A great first half for the Rebels. They lead it 21-7 at halftime. Second half, and a superb defensive play as Devon Moore tips and then intercepts the Raja Nelson pass with one hand to halt the Panthers' drive. But Nelson does lead the Panthers back into it, scoring his second rushing touchdown of the game late in the third quarter. Lakeville North is within 21-14, and they have the momentum. Champlin Park's offense is shut down for most of the second half, but they get a clutch field goal from Noah Vogelpohl to make it 24-14 with 4 minutes left. And Miller adds a 42-yard run a minute later to help seal it. Lakeville North gets one more score, but it's Champlin Park holding on for the 31-21 win and a spot in the Prep Bowl.
It was really fun. We came out, we set the tone, we took momentum early, and we just executed.
It was a lot of fun. We started off really strong in the first quarter. As the game went on, we kind of lost momentum a little bit. We were able to hang on with some huge offensive plays and make some big turnovers that really changed the game for us.
Champlin Park versus Wayzata for the Class 6A title. That game is the day after Thanksgiving, Friday, November 29th at 7 o'clock at U.S. Bank Stadium. And John, that should be quite a Prep Bowl. A couple of teams we've watched and had a lot of fun watching through this playoff run for both.
No doubt. All CCX land final. How about that? Next up on Sports Jam, it's our first all-area teams of the fall seasons. We name the area's best in girls and boys soccer. Welcome back to Sports Jam. Time to talk girls state swimming and diving.
Always a lot of excitement there and some good performances by local athletes this year. Highlights from the Class AA finals. In the 200-yard freestyle, Armstrong Sierra Smith is the winner with a time of 1:48.28. In the 200 individual medley, Wayzata's Melinda Zhang is the runner-up to Anoka's Reese Dian. Her winning time is 2:01.16. In diving, 6 local girls make the finals. The top finisher among them is Hopkins Susanna Fish. She takes 2nd place. In the 500 freestyle, Claudia Chang of Edina is the winner. Armstrong sophomore Zoe Bresnahan takes 4th place. In the 100 breaststroke, Wayzata's Jenna Marquette swims hard but loses a close race to Anoka's Dian. And in the 100 freestyle, Smith swims to victory again with a winning time of 50.29. We talked to the Falcon senior about capping her high school career as a state champion.
It was just so much fun representing the Falcons for one last year right now. And I just left it all in the pool, so that felt really good too. Like, my main goal was to drop time, and I was just going into it thinking, I'm gonna do my thing, race as hard as I can, and just use the other people around me as motivation. So, I mean, props to the other people too. Like, we all really raced and fought hard, so it was really fun.
Lake Conference teams take the top 4 spots. Edina wins its 2nd straight and 15th overall title with Minnetonka 2nd and Eden Prairie 3rd. Wayzata is the top local team in 4th. Armstrong is 8th with Maple Grove 22nd. Hopkins, Osseo, Champlin Park, Rogers, and Park Center also score points. Visitation won its 5th straight Class A title with Hutchinson 2nd. Breck is the top local squad in 5th with Benilde 9th. Taylor Williams of Benilde won the 200 freestyle. Time now to name our first all-area teams of the fall season. We've consulted with local coaches to name the best in the Northwest Suburbs, and we'll get started with boys soccer. Off the turf, we'll start our Sports Jam boys soccer team in goal. Osseo's Kyle Getchy kept a young team in a lot of games. Widely regarded as one of the state's better keepers, Getchy earned all Northwest Suburban Conference honors, posting 2 shutouts and a 2.23 goals against average.
Getchy with the stop.
Our defenders include Maple Grove's number 8, Caleb Robinson. A 2nd-team All-State pick, Robinson is a 4-year varsity player who is strong in the air and positions himself well. He also contributed some big goals in the postseason. Number 2, Miles Akibwe of Wayzata is a rising star as a sophomore. A 2nd-team All-State pick who is a fantastic 1v1 defender. Akibwe was team MVP for the Trojans. Number 8, Noah Azira Mabera of Champlin Park capped a strong 4-year career for the Rebels. Tasked with shutting down the big names in the Northwest Suburban Conference, he earned all conference honors and chipped in with 2 goals and 2 assists. Number 1, Charlie Miller was one of the leaders of a strong defense that keyed a state tournament run for Maple Grove. An aggressive physical defender, Miller was an all-conference pick and chipped in with 2 goals and 3 assists. Our midfielders include number 8, Gabe Yanka of Park Center. The senior is a 2nd-team All-State pick and was team MVP for a good Pirate squad. Yanka had 8 goals and 15 assists, and the Pirates' offense ran through him. Number 18, Ben Luedtke of Wayzata is a versatile player who excels offensively and defensively. The All-Lake Conference pick had 4 goals and 1 assist and was the Trojans' captain. Number 6, Will Zaver was Maple Grove's team MVP. A big physical presence who also has great skill, Zaver had 9 goals and 7 assists while earning 2nd-team All-State honors for the Section 8 champion Crimson. Number 21, Cullen McSweeney of Champlin Park earned 2nd-team All-State honors. A holding midfielder, McSweeney contributed 9 goals and 8 assists for the Rebels. Breck's number 37, Walsh Kern, played well as a junior, registering 10 goals and 6 assists while earning 2nd-team All-State honors for the Section 5A runner-up Mustangs. Our forwards are led by number 7, Stevenson Lamar of Totino Grace. Class A Mr. Soccer finalist Lamar had a tremendous season with 30 goals and 9 assists. He was team MVP and the MVP of the Senior Classic All-Star Game. Number 7, Eddie Swen is a 1st-team All-State pick for Park Center. A smooth, quick player, Swen had a team-high 19 goals with 7 assists. Number 12, Leo Kana, is a new name on the scene as a freshman for Champlin Park. He scored 15 goals with 11 assists and earned second-team All-State honors. Number 10, Chief Williams, is our third selection from Park Center. Strong and fast, the two-time All-State pick had 12 goals and a team-high 15 assists in helping the Pirates to a strong season. Number 7, Ralph Smits of Breck, makes our squad after a great sophomore year. The first-team All-State pick led the Mustangs in points, registering 11 goals and 18 assists. It's a strong team, the Sports Jam boys soccer team. These guys had good seasons too. The honorable mention picks for boys soccer.
Maple Grove and Champlin Park both made the state tournament in girls soccer this fall, with the Crimson bringing home a championship. Those teams are well represented on the 2019 Sports Jam girls soccer team.
2-1.
Let's start our team in net. In Champlin Park, senior goalie Malia Brady. The senior allowed just 5 goals through section tournament play as she helped lead the Rebels to their first ever state tournament appearance. Brady was named All-Conference and second-team All-State. She'll play next year at Northern State. Our defenders include Maple Grove's number 8, Abby Schulte. The former forward helped shore up a new back line this season for Maple Grove that allowed an average of just .56 goals per game.
Looking at it again, there's Schulte, number 8. Great job.
A first-team All-State player, Schulte scored 8 goals on the season. 4 of them were game winners. Hopkins' number 5, Abby Anderson, was a 4-year letter winner for the Royals. The team's 2019 MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. Anderson was named All-Lake Conference in 2019. She was All-Conference honorable mention last season. Wayzata's number 12, Megan Prozic, was an All-Conference and second-team All-State Player this season. Trojans Team Player of the Year. Prozic scored 6 goals this season and will play next year at Denver. Cooper's number 4, Bella Grandboy, had a good season for a much-improved Hawks team. A junior, Grandboy played attacking midfield for the Hawks and finished the season with 11 goals and 5 assists. She is verbally committed to play for North Dakota State. Champlin Park's number 5, Paige Kala, enjoyed a breakout freshman season for the Northwest Suburban Conference champion Rebels. Kala scored a team-high 18 goals while adding 8 assists. She was named All-Conference and first-team All-State. Armstrong's number 32, Jessica Hanley, was a bright spot for the Falcons this season. The senior midfielder scored 12 goals on the year. A 2-year captain at Armstrong, he signed a letter of intent to play at the University of North Dakota. Maple Grove's number 10, Emma Fournier, was named All-Conference and first-team All-State in this, her junior year. Fournier racked up 16 goals and 10 assists and is currently 6th all-time in career scoring at Maple Grove. Benilde St. Margaret's number 5, Frida Fortiers, a solid defensive midfielder for the Red Knights. The senior was All-Conference and first-team All-State this season and was one of 5 finalists for Ms. Soccer in Class A.
And here she comes in, takes a shot, and she scores it to the right side easily. And it's 3-2.
Champlin Park's number 17, Megan Carlson, had a great year for the Section 5AA champion Rebels. Carlson was All-Conference, All-Metro, and All-State and scored 14 goals, adding 10 assists. He was also named to the All-Tournament team. Maple Grove's number 12, Lauren Bredensteiner, also makes our squad. The 3-year starter scored 12 goals while adding 5 assists and notched the game-winning goal in the Crimson section final shootout win over St. Michael Albertville. Breck's number 10, Kaylin McBean, was a scoring machine this fall. The senior forward netted 33 goals and 6 assists for the 13 3-1 Mustangs. McBean was first-team All-State and named Miss Soccer in Class A. Wayzata senior number 9, Maya Turner, scored 6 goals and added 8 assists for the Trojans. The All-Conference and second-team All-State forward led the team in points this season. She will play next year at Loyola University. That's our talented side. It's the 2019 Sports Jam girls soccer team.
These players also enjoyed good seasons. Here are the honorable mention selections for girls soccer. And a reminder that the state adapted soccer tournament is coming up this weekend at Stillwater High School.
That's right. Anoka Hennepin, Park Center, and Robbinsdale Hopkins among the teams represented. Straight ahead in our Sports Jam Spotlight, meet a Champlin Park football standout who has returned to his old position to lead the Rebels this fall. As we saw earlier in the show, Champlin Park has advanced to the Class 6A football championship game. In this week's Sports Jam Spotlight, we meet the Rebels' first-year starter at quarterback who has put together a memorable season. It's been a great run for quarterback Jaice Miller and the Champlin Park Rebels. Miller's been impressed with the demeanor of his team.
No one on the team's scared to play in these big games, so that's exciting to see that we can go against the best people in Minnesota and be ready to play, and everyone's ready to go out there and give their all.
Miller had a very good junior season as a wide receiver for Champlin Park, but he's a quarterback at heart.
Last year was my first year at wideout, so I think even started last year, I was like, I think next year I knew that I was going to take over at quarterback. I think all the coaches knew that was going to happen. So as soon as last year ended, I was already getting ready for quarterback, starting to throw a little and get ready for the year.
He's always been a quarterback, and he's just so athletic that we had to find a spot for him last year. And he just excelled at wide receiver for us last year, and it was great that he had that opportunity to play rather than be a backup in that situation. And his transition to quarterback has been pretty seamless. I mean, early on he'll tell you, things were moving pretty fast and he had to slow things down a little bit, but he's just gotten better and better throughout the year.
I think he's done a great job of it. He's really taken the lead of the team by just having everybody follow around him, and he's just done a great job leading us.
Despite playing with a broken pinky on his throwing hand, Miller had perhaps his best game of the season against Rosemont in the state quarterfinals, rushing for 3 touchdowns and throwing for 2 more. He was told to be ready to run the ball more with star running back Sean Shipman injured.
And Miller able to get through it.
And Jaice answered the bell, including running over a defender.
And look at his sideline getting pumped up. You want to fire up your team as a quarterback? You don't tuck it and slide. You finish the run.
With how big I am, I think I should do that more. I'm surprised that was my first time doing it only, probably all year. So I was excited. The sidelines got excited. That gave us some momentum.
Well, Jaice is a very good player. He just needed some time at quarterback. As we saw last week, he probably played like one of the top quarterbacks in the state. And we're just and we knew he had the ability. It's just experience for him and feeling confident. And last game we put the ball in his hands and he really stepped up.
He texted me and said, "You're averaging about 8 carries a game," and asked me if I was willing to up that for the last game since Shipman is out, and I was excited to run the ball.
Miller and the Rebels have thoroughly enjoyed this great season, and it's fun to be part of the atmosphere around school.
Just having the pep fest with everyone down there and seeing everything. I know they were there like 3 years ago, I think, so it's exciting to go back there and play and see all the teachers coming up to you in the hallways and students saying good luck and congrats winning last week. It's fun.
Jaice plans to play college football next year and has some offers. He really has a couple of choices to make.
I'm still deciding, maybe walk on at the U or something, or find a D2 school to go to, either wideout or quarterback. Still don't even know what position I'd want to play in quarterback or college.
Last year he was offered a Division I scholarship to play receiver. Well, then we switched over and he didn't take any of those offers. But I think he's liking the quarterback spot, so I think that's where he's leaning towards. And these next few games, I mean, a lot of people are watching him and seeing him do well, so I think he's going to have some opportunities to play quarterback.
Mostly I'm going to recruit it as a wide receiver, and then I'm reaching out to the same schools that recruited me for wideout and asking to look at my quarterback film and see if that was a possibility for me to go play quarterback for them.
Jaice Miller for 42 and a score, and the Rebels are heading to the Prep Bowl.
Again, that Prep Bowl game against Wayzata is Friday night, November 29th at 7 o'clock. John talks Turkey Trot hockey with the Wayzata boys in a moment.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. The high school boys hockey season gets started later this week, and the 18th annual Turkey Trot Boys Hockey Tournament, sponsored by CCX, gets underway Friday at the Plymouth Ice Center. And Wayzata is the host team for that. 2 of their senior captains join us. And let's start with Joe Tomczik. And Joe, you're just getting started with practice. What do you like from what you've seen in the first week?
Yeah, obviously a lot of excitement right now. the thing I really look forward to is playing with a really deep group of guys right now. Lost a couple key seniors last year, but we know we got a lot of depth coming into the year this year, and it should be fun to get back on the ice and play with this group of guys.
A couple new teams in your conference, St. Michael, Albertville, and Buffalo. What do you know about their teams?
Definitely teams that have a couple of key players each that we're really going to have to look for whenever they're on the ice. But I think I can speak for all the captains and say we're really excited to have these battles with St. Michael, Albertville, and Buffalo. I got quite a few friends on both of those teams, so I'm looking forward to it.
You got Turkey Trot to start out the season. How much fun is that for you guys?
It's a blast. It's really what we look forward to all season long. During the off season, that's really what it comes down to. Everybody's just pumped for this weekend, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Joe, thanks for your time. Good luck this season.
Thank you.
Ben Luedtke, another senior captain for the Trojans, and how much fun do you have when you get back to the first week of hockey practice?
I mean, it can be weird for me a little bit. I'm doing a lot of running with soccer, but getting the skates on is always super fun. And then get back out with these group of guys. They're super fun to be around. We always work super hard. So
a tough schedule usually awaits Wayzata each winter. Do you look forward to those games and playing quality opponents like the Edinas and in some of the schools that you play?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, playing the good teams gets you ready for the playoffs. So I think that the strength of schedule helps us throughout the entire year. We definitely learn from playing these really hard teams. So
you get a good feel of 4 teams for the Turkey Trot tournament, and a lot of fans usually come. Is it a fun atmosphere to start the season with?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of anticipation for this tournament. I'm really hoping that we can get out there and get that first win and then play the next day at night. But yeah, there's always a lot of fans there. It's always fun to just kind of play in front of everyone that's watching you. So
thanks for your time. Good luck this season.
Thank you.
And turning now to head coach Pat O'Leary. And Pat, you've been at this a long time. And is it hard to get a team ready to play in that first game by the end of the second week?
Yeah, I mean, it's, there's two sides to every story. It's, you don't get a lot of practice time, but at the same time, these guys have been skating and working hard, and, they're ready to play. And so it's kind of a nice way to, I mean, obviously there's not a lot of games that weekend, so it's kind of a prime time event. And obviously having 4, very high level, programs coming to the area to play is great. And for us, it's just that gives us our guys the opportunity to get out and play in real hockey, evaluate how we did, move on from there. Practice is practice, but we've all been there. Playing games is a lot more fun.
You get one new team in the Turkey Trot this year. Moorhead replaces Holy Family. What can you tell us about the Spuds?
Obviously they're very well coached. John's a phenomenal coach. They come from a community where hockey is, probably number one. And their youth program is so good. They just opened that new facility up there. And when we had the opportunity to see if they wanted to come down, and they said yes, it was a no-brainer. And the amount of people that come down and support is phenomenal. So that'll be good for our community. And and it's awesome to have away fans come in and support their teams, and just makes for a better atmosphere for everybody.
The fun start for us. We're looking forward to this weekend and another year of Turkey Trot. Thanks, Pat.
Yeah, we appreciate you covering it.
Wayzata will be the host team again for the Turkey Trot Boys Hockey Tournament. It's Friday and Saturday here at the Plymouth Ice Center. All games will be live on CCX1 and CCXmedia.org. Edina, Maple Grove in the early game Friday afternoon, followed by Moorhead and Wayzata, and then the third place in championship game starting at 5 p.m. on Saturday here at Plymouth Ice Center.
Congratulations. Thanks, John. And a special treat last week from Chick-fil-A of Maple Grove for 2 Osseo High School athletes, Jake Kruder from the football team and Allie Hinsey from volleyball. Each of them won Play of the Week honors this fall here on CCX and picked up Chick-fil-A food to bring back to their teammates and share.
It was a great feeling, especially to share it with my other teammate, Jake Hill, and, be able to share it with other sports like Allie and stuff like that is cool. Appreciate it. Big shout out to Chick-fil-A and CCX Media for sure.
Thanks to Chick-fil-A of Maple Grove for sponsoring our CCX Sports Play of the Week. It will return on Sports Jam in December. And that will do it for this week's show.
Next week, we will name our all-area teams in football and volleyball, plus Turkey Trot highlights and adapted soccer. We'll see you next time here on Sports Jam.